Hi everyone, it's Galen Martling, design team member with Unity Stamp Company, and today I have a Slimline card. I'm going to use watercolor, and specifically watercolor with Brusho crystal colors. And it's a powder form, and when you add water to it, it's just beautiful. So for the stamping, I'm using Unity Stamp Company kit called All Be Merry. It's Slimline stamp. It covers that whole layer that I'm using, the inner layer for this card. It's a large stamp, and it's so pretty. All you have to do is just add a little bit of color around it. Sometimes, with background papers, you may not have to add any color. And so I stamped and die cut that using Pink Fresh Studios slim diagonal stitched rectangles, slimline dies. And I'm using also my favorite things, Slimline envelopes, also some cardstock from them also. And so I have a Ranger spray bottle called a mini mister, and I fill that with water and gently spray that whole panel. This is stamped on watercolor paper, by the way. So you spray the whole bottle, the whole stamp with water. Then you gently tap a little bit of powder. In this case, I use turquoise on the top and the bottom of that card. Then I sprayed it again. So I like to use it real watery. I like to see the different ways the color moves. Now in the middle, I'm adding a sprinkle, just a touch, just a little bit of the yellow powder. It's called lemon. And then I spray that again, and I allow it to meet wherever it meets in for the watercolor. It blends, and sometimes you'll see green in there. I didn't add any additional green. It's just the blending of the two colors makes the green. Also, the crystal powders have different colors in them, so it's not uncommon to see different color crystals along with what you think might be a turquoise, to see maybe a green in there, or a yellow, or a pink even. That's the beauty about it. It's never the same twice. It's beautiful. Now, what I didn't show was the heat process. You can let that sit to dry, or you can use a heat tool and speed up the drying process, but you want to make sure that is completely dry on the front and back of that watercolor panel. I pre-trimmed a card base, and I cut it at 9 by 8 inches, and I scored it at 4 inches. That's going to be the card base that all these top layers are going to get adhered to. I use score tape or extra tacky tape for the watercolor panel. If you use just regular tape or glue, it will lift up, because that watercolor paper is very thick and heavy, and it will move and sometimes lift up off the card base. So I use an extra tacky tape. This one is, I'm not sure, I think this is my Martha Stewart, an older Martha Stewart tape, but it works the same as score tape, or Ranger has Wonder tape. That works as good as well also. And so now I have my layers in the background pre-layered with die cuts, and I'm adding that top panel that's watercolor and trimmed. And that also is going to need some double-sided tape. And so I just decided, I didn't want to add anything else, just the watercolor. This stamp is just beautiful. So I'm just using watercolor and layers of cardstock. And that's it for this card. Anybody could do it. It's so easy. And so you just adhere that top panel onto that pre-cut and pre-scored card base, using that extra tacky scored tape. And then here's an envelope. I purchased mine from My Favorite Things, but a number 10 regular business size envelope would work fine too. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.